Hello and welcome back to another episode of OmathaCraft Season 4. It is episode 25 and I think it is after Christmas by the time you're watching this video. For me it is the 19th and today we are going to be playing in Minecraft at 1.15 for the first time. This is my first time playing in this version in survival Minecraft. And to start off with, today I want to be building a mega bee farm. I mean, that's what it's all about. We've got to do it. So I'm going to be showing you that in a minute, but I've been told, and I can't remember who it was, that there is something left in my base. Now, when I came out the portal to come record this video, I spotted a shulker box over there, and I haven't been able to take a look yet, so let's go over and do that now on camera and see what this is. Right. There's a chicken, hot mama. There's a chicken in a cage. And a shulker box. I'm kind of scared to open the shulker box, to be honest, but we'll do it. Here you go, Hot Rod, Secret Santa. Oh, that's amazing. Look how many enchanted diamond hose there are. That's amazing. And a mending book. And a golden apple. Wow. This is amazing. I love these. I love these so much. Yes. Look, I've got so many diamond hose. Enchanted Unbreaking 3 diamond hose. Yes. Oh, this is so good. This is so good. Oh, I'm going to have to... I will have to find a use for all these diamond hose. And actually, we are going to need some hose in today's episode. So, for the bee farm we're going to work on. Thank you, Secret Santa. It's as if you knew exactly what I needed. What am I meant to do with this chicken here? You know what? I might just leave him there for the time being. I love this so much. What an amazing present. How many diamond hose is that? That's 14 enchanted mending Unbreaking 3 diamond hose. Wow. What an absolute amazing present. You can't go wrong with that. Okay, so we are out in the end dimension for a very good reason. One, to repair up all of my gear and all of my tools. And secondly, so we can take a look at all of the resources that I've collected. Now, I've done some calculations using an Excel spreadsheet. And I've put together this list of resources. Now, I believe this is roughly everything that we can get at the moment. Obviously, there's a big part of this missing. Beehives and bees, and in this box here we have a whole bunch of flowers that we can use for breeding and letting the bees pollinate, but that's the first part, so we got that part done. Tools mended up, and I need to grab some ender pearls, which we're going to grab just now. We're just going to grab 16 of those. Then we're not going to head back to the overworld. We're going to stay in the end dimension, because this farm we are not going to be building in the overworld, not going to be building in the nether. We're going to be building this farm in the end dimension. Now up here, I'm just going to slide up the staircase. I've just put a temporary quartz staircase in. Funnily enough, this was the only block I had in my inventory when I made this staircase. So there we go. We've got our quartz pillar up here, and this is going to be where our bees are going. Now, before we go through, I've done a bit of prep work, and that's really close to my face. Let's not do that again. I've done a bit of prep work before this episode, so let's go and take a look at what I've done. Okay, so as we come through, you probably can see it over in the corner just there. There it is. If you take a look at this, we have put water over an entire end island. Now this is for one of a few reasons. Number one, to stop endermen spawning. Firstly, they are really annoying and really difficult to build with. You don't want to look at them and anger them and that kind of stuff. Secondly, if I was to, let's say, fall off, well, I've got a bit of water which I can catch myself in, and I was actually a bit close there, but then I can use my elytra to get out of it, so that's another safety feature. And endermen won't get in the way with building. They're not going to spawn. They won't spawn on the beacon because the light level is high enough. So I've just covered this entire island with water. So we have gathered up a load of resources just here. I did a little bit of flattening, I believe. If we take a look at that chest, as you can see, there's a bit of endstone lying around where I flattened bits of this. Now what I'd like to do is show you the design I'm going to be using. For that, let's head to our redstone testing world. So for the bee farm, I want to be able to farm honey bottles and honeycomb for two reasons. The honeycomb we will need to be able to actually make those hives. So that's obviously the first important thing. And secondly, I want to be able to farm honey bottles, obviously, because we can then, from that, make honey blocks, which are the most incredible blocks in the game. They're absolutely awesome, and there's so much I want to do with them. So I'd like to get large quantities of them using this farm. So over here we have the honeycomb farm, and I'll just roughly explain how this works. Now this, I'm using modified designs that Ilmango put out, and a couple of ideas. I've done a bit of tweaking myself to come up with this final design. So if we take a look around the back, I'll try and roughly explain what is going on just here. So what we have is we have the beehive in there. Now for every beehive, there are 3 bees. So, and that is eight beehives just there. So that, like I said, is quite a lot of bees. That's 24 bees in this module alone. And as you can see, that seems to be a load of them just popping out there just then. So what we have in front of the hive, we have a flower. Now that flower is obviously used for the bees to pollinate. Once they pollinated, they go into the hive, they drop off the honey level goes up, and then when it reaches level 5, that is when you get the honey texture on top. This observer will detect that, and this observer will detect that observer. This will then power the powered rail, which will activate the dispenser, as that just demonstrated for us there. And inside the dispenser, we have a load of shears. These shears harvest that honeycomb down there. This either gets picked up by this hopper here, or it will land on this farmland, and this farmland isn't a full block, meaning hoppers underneath it can also pick up items, as 3 items will drop from every single time it's harvested. So if we take a look down here, as you will see, this then works. So it's a completely automatic farm. All you have to do is be in the area, and then we link up a line like this with loads and loads of shears in there. So we will have to fix up an iron farm and make sure we got an iron farm up and running, as this is quite an iron intensive project, but I tell you what, it's 100% worth it. And at the front, I forgot to mention we have water to stop the farmland turning into regular dirt. If it doesn't have water, it will automatically turn into dirt, which obviously we don't want to happen. And secondly, here is the honey bottle farm design. Now this one is a little bit different. It's a little, as you can see, it's a different setup. It's a little bit chunkier, but again, it works as intended. So again, what we have is we have 8 beehives, and we have 3 bees per beehive with a flower in front. And this can just be on grass. We don't need farmland or any of that kind of business. We then, where the beehive is, we have a dispenser pointing downwards, filled to the top with glass bottles. Now, for this farm to work, this dispenser has to be filled with fully glass bottles. If not, this will turn one of them into honey, and then it'll keep that in the dispenser, meaning it'll cause issues down the line. So this will dispense the honey bottle when it's filled out, which will then get picked up by the hopper, and that will run into our chest here. Now, the way we detect whether this has filled up with honey is we use a comparator around the back. Now if we take a look at this comparator just here, you will see that this is giving out a power of 4. When this reaches a power of 5, it will activate this dispenser right here, activating a bottle, then emptying the honeycomb, the beehive, that's the word. I'm getting all my words mixed up today. But if we take a look at this, we should see in just a second, this will go up to 5, quickly activate that dispenser, and then it will reset back down to 0. I have some good news. We are now on 1.15.1, but that doesn't matter, but that means bees are now on the server. I have built up the bee farms. I've done that over in the end. That is all completely done. So, what we've done is we've upgraded the server, we've trimmed chunks. Now I have flown out to a flower forest, which is just behind me just there, and we are going to see if we can find some bees, some bee nests. We can capture them, breed them, and get our farms running. This is super exciting. So what I've done is I've got a load of leads, I've got a load of glass, and I brought a load of rockets because I flew out here. And I guess we're just going to have a run around, and hopefully we can see some bees' nests. Or some bees, either one. That will alert us to where the bees are. But it's turning night, and that's not exactly what there's one there. Yes. Oh, this is exciting. I guess because it's turning night, there won't be any bees outside. So we might want to see if we can find some sheep and make a bed. Yes! Look at this! We've got bees and we've got a full hive. And the thing I need to do first is I need to shear this beehive. So we've got the honeycomb. But that means we need to make a campfire and we need to make some shears. And of course, I have brought none of those resources. So how do you make a campfire? I can't actually remember. And I haven't clearly unlocked the recipe, so I guess I'm going to have to look that one up. Right, so I've managed to make a campfire. I remembered you needed 3 logs at the bottom, 3 sticks, and a piece of coal, which I got. And I've managed to find some iron, but look at this. I have found a whole bunch of beehives. I found one there, and obviously the one we found earlier on. And this one's full as well, so let's do this one first. This is my first ever beehive I've ever messed with. Right, so we do that, just like that, and then we shear. There we go. Yes, that's our 3 honeycomb. That means we'll be able to make our beehive, which is great. Now, I want to keep this in light, so I think if I silk touch this with my silk touch pick, I should be able to pick that up just like that. Now, for the time being, I'm going to leave those bees just where they are for the time being, and we're going to go and do the same to the other one. We're going to get us some honeycomb. Once we've got some honeycomb, here we go, it's there. Oh, this is so exciting. It's great fun going out and exploring like this. I love doing this so much. And bear in mind, my voice sound might sound a little bit different. That's because I've got morning voice. It's morning time. That's why I sound not so great. But this also reminds me that I think there are some new advancements. Total bee location, yes, there's that one. Use a campfire to use a honey bottle, collect honey bottle. We'll be doing all of that definitely later on. Right, so yeah, let's pick this back up. Now for the way we've got to capture these. So what we're going to do is we are going to get these leads on our hotbar, this glass on our hotbar, and I mean, let's just, I'm going to put that underneath just to be safe. And we're going to break this, because we just seen a bee go inside. We need to see how many bees are inside of this. Right. 2 bees. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. That is a really good thing. That means we've got enough to breed with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chuck some of this rubbish away. We're going to go and pick up the other 2 beehives as well. No, they're bee nests. And the 2 tags at the bottom means there are 2 bees inside of the nest, which is a good thing. That means we can breed them. The more we pick up, the more we've got to breed with. So yeah, let's go and pick up the other 2 hives and see how many bees we can get hold of. Oh, yeah, I broke his nest, and he was outside of the nest, and yeah, he's poisoned me. I'll have my lead back, thank you. I'm just gonna leave you, and we've got now 3 beehives. Nests. I'm gonna always get these mixed up, it seems, constantly. But let's fly back to the end dimension. Wow, this is so exciting. Look, I've got bee nests. These are epic. Okay, so before we start breeding up the bees, I thought I'd just quickly show off that we have built up all the farms, like I said just a minute ago. As you can see over here, we have the honeycomb farms. So these ones here, they are producing all the honeycomb we need. These will be the farms we have to put bees in first. Obviously, because if we don't put the bees in there first, we won't be getting the honeycomb to fill up all of the beehives in all the other ones. So we have 4 honeycomb farms here, and then we have 4 honey bottle farms round the back here. Now, I would like to do a building around this, all this decoration kind of business. That will happen, just not at the moment. I'd like to get the bulk of this done first. So, as you can see here, I am making this glass building. Now, in this glass building, this is where we are going to be doing the mass breeding. I think we need about 190 bees. That's quite a lot of bees. So there's going to be a lot of breeding. I have gathered up a lot of flowers while we were out at the flower forest biome. Now what I need to do is I need to get hold of a door, and we're going to place the door probably around about there. And then in here we're going to place down our beehives. And hopefully we can get this kind of up and running. And I think the first thing we need to do is we need to get hold of some wood, which we actually have in our inventory. So let's come over here and let's make our first beehive. Now this beehive is obviously going to be coming up into that, and when they're in there, that means we can actually start populating these builds. How amazing is this? Right, let's take a look at my bee establishment. If we come in here, we will come in here. We've got 2 doors just to make sure no bees are getting out and escaping. I do have leads on me just in case. But let's head over here, and what we have is we have the 3 beehives that I harvested earlier, and we found earlier, and we're just going to come in and harvest these. So these are producing honeycomb for us, which we then are going to come out here. We're going to close these doors, going to come out here. We're going to then head to our crafting bench, and you may have already spotted what we are going to be taking a look at. Let's craft those into beehives. Up here, we have just managed to make the first 8 beehives. This means we can actually start putting bees into this thing. Now there's going to be 3 bees per hive, and there's 8 bees. Now that's 3 times 8, which is 24. So we're going to need 24 bees, which I believe we have about 24 bees in there. So we're going to need to keep roughly 9 bees in there. So 3 bees per hive in there, and we'll keep breeding them up to keep this thing getting pollinated. And I've just remembered I don't actually have any iron to make the shears. But that doesn't matter, I want to get the bees in there. So I'm going to try and work out a way of how we're actually going to manage this. Okay, some work has been done, and let's take a look at it. If we jump up, the first thing you probably notice is in here we have now a floor. Now what we've done is we use double carpets. Now the main reason for this is to stop Endermen spawning and teleporting. Endermen cannot teleport to double carpets, which is the main reason we've chosen to use this, as we want this place to be Enderman free. Because also, if we're AFKing out here, we don't want Endermen to be around, so if Endermen start spawning around here, that means the Enderman farm, the main island, will be broken, and we don't want to break that for other people to use. And of course, we've got a load of bees. Take a look at this. As you can see, these 2 bee farms are done. They are filled with 24 bees in each farm. That's quite a lot of bees, and I tell you what, they've been doing quite a bit of work. If we take a look at this chest, you will see that honeycomb is being produced. We already have about 6 stacks of honeycomb. And it just keeps going. It is so quick. I tell you, if you just look in here, I bet you very soon some more will roll in very quickly. It's just crazy how quick it comes out. And they do seem to do this every so often. They get onto opposite sides of each other and they push each other around. It's like, get on the right side. He's given up now. And as we just saw there, as you can see, the honeycomb popped off. That went then obviously into the chest. And that's it working. That is absolutely amazing. One thing we have done is we've got 2 bees in there for breeding, and we have another 2 bees in there for breeding. So it means the bees are now, we're just going to breed them up inside the nest and just tally up how many bees we've got per farm. On the other side, however, unfortunately, we haven't managed to get any bees over here just yet. I'd like to get the honeycomb farms finished first. Unfortunately, today is the 24th of December. I mean, that's not really unfortunate, but it means I don't have that much time to record anymore. So unfortunately, that is going to be the end of today's episode. Having this farm set up is going to mean we are going to be able to sell the sticky blocks that people I know want to get their hands on, mainly me. And we've also got access to honeycomb blocks and the fuzzy friends themselves, which might have some other uses which we haven't found just yet. But as I said, that is going to be it for today's episode. I hope you had an amazing Christmas. Let's look forward to New Year. Thank you for watching today's video. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.